Good morning, Year 2. Happy Monday to you all. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. So, our English starter this morning then is a sentence doctor. So, there's a few mistakes within this sentence that I'd like for you to have a go at correcting. Okay, you can write it down if you want to in your English book, or you can just see if you could spot those errors before we go through them. So, pause the screen and have a go at doing that now. Right, let's look at what was wrong with that sentence then. So the first thing, most obvious thing, is probably that capital letter at the beginning. There was also a little spelling error in the word suddenly. That needs to be these. And I've also popped a comma after that as well. Now there is spelt right there, but it's the wrong one. Okay, so I've replaced it for that other one there. Suddenly there was a loud crashing sound. That was all fine. That came suddenly from the basement above. Okay, now because there were two suddenlies in that sentence, I've taken one away just because it was a little bit repetitive. Basement, there was a small spelling error, so I've replaced that one there. And also, you may have a basement in your house, but if you don't know, a basement is always below the house. Okay, so you normally have an attic or a loft above, and then the basement would be below. Okay, so I have replaced that from above to below, taken off that question mark there because it didn't need one, and I've replaced that with a full stop. So well done if you were able to spot all of those errors. So we have finished our wonderful Defeat the Monster Tales now, okay? And for the last week of this half term, we are going to be just doing a week of poetry. Okay, now we did poetry last term, and we were writing nature poems about nature, if you remember, all different things. We were particularly looking at Julia Donaldson's poems. Okay, so we are familiar with poetry. However, this time during poetry, we are going to be looking at riddles. Now think to yourself, do you know what a riddle is? Have you ever heard a riddle before? Do you know a riddle? You might not have, which is absolutely fine. If you do, pause the screen and have a think to yourself, what is a riddle before I tell you? So do that now. Right, let's have a look then. So a riddle. A riddle is a type of poem which describes something without actually telling you what it is, leaving the reader to guess. I think riddles are really fun because, as that definition says there, they leave the reader guessing what it might be. Okay, so they describe something, and then the reader or whoever's listening to the riddle has to try and guess what it is about. So let me show you an example one here and see if you can guess this riddle. I'm a green ball that doesn't bounce after I've been popped from my green house. I'm good to eat, but not with a fork. I'd help teach the alphabet if I could talk. What am I? Have you guessed that one? Let me read it again. I'm a green ball that doesn't bounce after I've been popped from my green house. I'm good to eat, but not with a fork. I'd help teach the alphabet if I could talk. What am I? I wonder if anybody guessed that one. That one was, of course, a pea. And I had put a picture of the evil pea on there. I wonder if you remember the evil pea from reception. So, for your challenge today then in English, we are going to treat this a little bit like a cold task, okay? So as you know, you are well familiar now with cold tasks. Cold tasks are something which we do at the start of the unit, just as a way for you to have a practice of what we're going to be learning about in that term or in that unit. And it's also a really good way for myself and Miss Broadbent to see what it is that we need to really focus on that week. Okay, what skills is it that you need to learn? All right. Now, I always in class describe a cold task as just having a really good go, because neither Miss Broadbent or I expect you to be experts on this because we haven't even started learning about it yet, okay? But it's just a chance for you to have a really good go. But don't worry about getting it wrong, okay? Because there is no way that you can get it wrong today, because I don't expect them to be perfect at all, okay? But your challenge then will be to pick something, okay, and make up your own riddle. So as you can see here from the riddle that I showed you, they're not overly long. This one here is 4 lines, and then it ends with the 5th line of what am I? Okay, so you might choose today to follow the same sort of pattern. 4 descriptive sentences, and then at the end, what am I? Okay, now don't forget, you don't want to give too much away to your reader, because you want to try and trick them and get them to guess what it is. And I'm really looking forward to seeing these come back in so that I can have a little guess of what they are. Okay, so have a think of your own riddle. Now, if you need a little bit of support with that today, I have put on Teams just some pictures or some information about different animals. Okay, it's lots of different animal fact files. So what you might choose to do today, if you need a little bit of help, have a look through those different animals, and you can choose one of those to go from. Okay, if you need a little bit of help. Or my challenge X today then, so that stretch that I want you to see if you can try and include is, can you include a rhyme? Okay, now you don't have to do that, okay, of course you don't. But as you can see in this one, we had bounce and house, fork and talk. So maybe you could see if yours could rhyme. But as I say, riddles don't have to rhyme. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have to, okay? That's your challenge for today then. So have a little think about it, have a little plan out, and then go for it. All right. And like I said, you can't get this wrong, so don't worry about getting it wrong. Okay, it's just a cold task for us to see what you can do. All right. Now, Ms. Broadbent and I cannot wait to read them. I can't wait to guess and see what each of them are. Okay, so have fun with it and enjoy it. And I will speak to you all very soon. Goodbye, everyone.